Hi, everyone. Welcome to day 8 of Opening to Love. And I am so excited to be joined by the incredible Lynan Saperstein, who is a quantum guide and golden timeline channel. And I'm excited to share her with you guys because Lynan has helped me shift a major financial blockage. Obviously, like breakthroughs don't just happen in moment, like overnight, but like you definitely helped me so much, Lynan. So welcome to Open to Love. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. Such a treat and such a powerful container to hold for arguably the most important thing that we're involved in this lifetime.
Absolutely. I do feel as humans, we are on this reconnection to love. And, you know, I love that your work is all about the quantum. So it's like this cosmic level. I'd love for you to speak into that a little bit so that people can understand what you do and how that energetic activation of that field makes a difference in our 3D reality.
Yeah, so what I tell people about is the quantum field, which is really everything that's not the physical, not the three-dimensional reality that we exist in. And in fact, when you think about the solar system and the universe, actually the multi-dimensional space is much more expansive than we often realize and that we often allow in. And in that quantum field is endless possibilities. Really, truly anything you've ever dreamed of, everything or wished or needed or desired exists in the multiverse. And so when we have a quantum session, we can connect to that space. We can bring that experience, that want, that need, that desire existing into the present breath now, and you can have it now. And you kind of don't have to do all this extra stuff. The quantum field is instantaneous. It really is. You know, there is then a domino effect or a ripple effect that you have to sort of integrate into your life, but it's that powerful. It's that quick. And this journey of the heart, and I often talk about the quantum heart, which is the higher heart. It's that space, right, where the clavicle bones meet. The quantum heart is this multi-layered heart. It's not just the physical heart that beats and pumps the blood. It's this heart that really cultivates the self-love, the heart that creates a relationship with source and God and your higher power, and then also then ripples out love to others. You know, that can be romantic love, that can be family love, it can be love to really strangers, anybody in the universe, pets, animals, anybody. So it ripples out. And so I love the quantum space because, again, it's so fast. And the other piece that I really, really love is remembering who you truly are. A lot of us have forgotten the authentic self. We've forgotten our truth. And we've let it be hidden for too long. We've let it go under the rug and go underneath. And the quantum space, only the authentic self, only the true self, only your essence remains and rises to the surface. And there's a deep, deep, beautiful journey of remembering who you truly are and why you're here and why you decided to come into this life and what you're made of and what your big divine mission is, and getting fully aligned and attuned to that.
Wow. Oh my God, such powerful words, Lynan. And that's why I wanted to bring you on here, because I can attest to what you're talking about like these massive kind of shifts that feel like they happen in an instant. Obviously, things have been lining up beforehand. But it's been written or said about you that you will activate cosmic shifts in our lives and businesses like we've never experienced before. And that's like, never do I normally read out something that's been written about one of my guests, but in that case I had to, because I felt it was like legit my experience. That's exactly what happened to me. It was with regards to a financial blockage, as I'm sure you probably remember. But for anyone watching, this wasn't necessarily a heart-opening experience, but it was in a way, because receiving is also relevant to our perceived worth, right? So when you and I work together, you know what, maybe you can, and how that shift happens.
You know, it's when I talk about alignment, there's an allowing, there's a receiving of the true self. we're born pure, we're born connected to the field. And so what happens is we build these mostly mental constructs and blockages. And some of them we take on from things people say to us, experiences we have. So this is where limiting beliefs become, whether we had an experience or whether someone just said something and we attach to it. Sometimes we come into this life too with past lives. We come into this life with things coming down our bloodline from our ancestors, from our parents, parents' parents. And it's the karma, it's the dharma that we are invited to move through. And some of it is unseen. Some of it we can't really consciously understand, but we experience the blockage again and again and again. It's a blockage to love. It's a blockage to experiencing the fullness of being a human and then having this juicy experience. And so what we did with you is we cleared some of the gunk and some of the excess and things that had been complete and things that didn't serve you. We created more spaciousness. Most of what we do in the quantum field is create space for things to breathe, for things to be digested, for things to heal. And then it can be transmuted. And what mutation or transformation truly is at its essence, from the alchemy of it, is taking something from one form, breaking it down, and building something new. And so, and again, I use the analogy with my clients all the time that it's like Legos. If we took a Lego of the Eiffel Tower and we broke it down and then we built an elephant, you'd be like, well, those are two very different things, but they were made from the same pieces. They were made from the same essence. And that is what you guys are doing. Sometimes you've got the elephant in the room, you've got the huge block, and you need to break it down and you need to build something grand. And other people won't see it the way you do. And other people won't see possibility the way you do and the way you feel it in your body and the way you feel it in your field. But if you have that pull to something really transformational with your bank accounts, with your business, with your love life, with healing in relationships, this is what this life is about, relational healing, parents, friends, anything that's going on in your community or culturally, you have the opportunity to open yourself to deeper love, transform that love. So it can make your life more rich and more aligned.
Yeah, that how you explained that is how it felt when every time I do have a session with you. And normally, I would see you every couple of months. And after the session, you're right, it is about this like opening up of spaciousness so that the atoms can kind of rearrange themselves in different forms, like if we were to speak on a molecular level, I guess that's all that's happening. So yeah, that spaciousness is what I guess has helped me to step into new layers of depth or growth in my own inner work. And I always you're so intuitive, and I always like make notes in my journal like as we're speaking, and I also watch the replay so that I can kind of like have like what are some key things that I really need to step into. And every single time I've had an appointment with you, I have done that, and then I come back the next time, I'm like I re-look at my notes, I'm like, yeah, I did that and I did that. And like one of the things was just me even stepping into like more of like a luxurious life, in order for me to attract abundance. You're like, Rani, you're like born to live the VIP life, just like fucking start living it. Well, you probably didn't swear, but like that's how I interpreted it. Like I walked out of that session, I wrote that was one of the kind of 3 things that I was going to step into, and I just started doing it instantaneously, and boom, stuff happens, and then I had some incredible other wins, like some good clients sign in that I'd been really wanting to work with, and some amazing kind of shifts all happen as a ripple effect once we adjust our energy in some ways.
And that's just it. A lot of people, we're addicted to the doing. We are so inundated with the masculine. And so even the way you make that list, I want to learn.
That's masculine.
Make that list to go and tackle it and implement and execute. She makes that list just as an acknowledgement, as a presencing of what is coming through. And when you work in the quantum field, the work is then done. It is then done because you did the hardest part. You showed up. You allowed move
And the list,
through you.
the
And
list is
then
the choosing.
yeah, yeah. The list is the choosing. I like that. It's beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful. And Lynan, tell me a little bit about the golden timeline.
So, there are different quantum healers that call it different things, but I call it this because, ultimately what many of us are seeking is a path of least resistance. We are, as a culture, as a Western culture, but even communally on the planet, we are addicted to struggle. We make things complex. We make things hard on ourselves. We bring in all of our preconceived notions and projections on how things will be, and what shows up is difficult. What shows up is complex. We have a lot of conflict and chaos that we have to deal with. And that's not how it's supposed to be. That's not how it's meant to be. In fact, it's supposed to be this path of ease and flow, and really allowing this effortlessness to show up, and really allowing God, allowing Source to really unfold the red carpet for you, and for things to just happen. And the problem is, again, with the mind, because we get really attached to how we want it to show up. And I really want to love this person, but no, I really want to love this person. No, you don't understand. I want to love this person. And we don't see all the other things that are coming through, and that there's other possibilities for healing and other possibilities for abundance if we let go of the thing that we are attached to, and perhaps get the thing that is meant for us, and the thing that is made for us, the thing that is aligned. It's like God's plan, that Source blueprint. It's trying to get to us. And so the golden timeline is something that we align to. We align to with our vibration, with our frequency, with our DNA, in the quantum field, and then we live it. We live it. And we see the choices, which you just really beautifully just explained. It's like, and I can liken it to so many moments in my life, but it's like, I can go on this amazing trip, or I can go see my parents. And, some people are like, but you have the money. And it's like, no, but when I feel into it, it was like, I need to go see my parents. I need to spend time with my family. And sometimes those choices are not sexy. They're not glamorous. Sometimes they don't look the way we want them to look. And it's hard. We live in a very weird time, especially right now with COVID, where choices about things can feel distorted, can feel inverted. And what we do in the quantum field is we clear that distortion, we clear the fog on the mirror, so you can see things really clearly, and you can allow that golden path to unfold for you, and you can keep stepping one step at a time, closer and closer, and more aligned to your divine mission, and in full connection to your truest essence and to your divine self. And it's so much easier if you're not fighting that. It's so much easier if you're not trying to manipulate that, or even fix it and think it should be another way.
And so what else would you like to share with us regarding like de-armoring and, stepping into that beautiful space that you're discussing here?
Okay, so I'm actually going to get out of my head. That's all right.
Yeah, please. Okay, this is the exciting part, but that was such a great explanation. We needed your head for that, and I appreciate it showing up.
It is, and I will say too, it's like, to talk about that stuff is actually quite hard for me, because I see it and it's a feeling, but this is how I put words to it so people can understand the experience of it. But I want to talk about the disarming of the heart, and I want to channel a little bit. So I wanted my mind a little bit, get into my body.
Thank you, Lynan.
So the question, am I open to love, is already false, right? Like, you are always open to love. You're like a 24-hour diner, like you never close, and you always have everything on the menu. The problem is that we create a thought that we are not open to love, or that there are barriers to love, when in fact anything and everything you do is in attempts and in movement, energetic movement toward feeling more love, receiving more love, being more love. This is who you are. This is you at your core. This is you at your nature. So if you are questioning, am I open to love? The answer is always yes. The answer is always yes. You must trust that. You must trust that. And if things don't feel like they're flowing with love, or things don't feel like they're unfolding with love, or you don't feel, and this is the number one thing I want to talk about today, is you don't feel connected to yourself. You don't feel connected to the self-love. Self-love at its essence is the core of your being. It is the core of your heart space, and it is where the divinity lives within you. This is where God or goddess lives within you. And this is the God and goddess within you. This is seeing yourself as holy. This is seeing yourself as whole, right? And that there's nothing you need to change, fix, or manipulate about yourself to get what you want or to have what you need. And that's what I almost want to shake you guys. Shake, 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 shake. Your journey, your path is to go deeper into your self-love, is to go deeper into your self-acceptance, to go deeper into the journey with the self. What does the self really want? Feel really to go into the gut, go into the intuition, go into your womb if you're a woman, and feel into, what do I desire? What do I desire? What is trying to come through this body that is an instrument to show me and teach me about love? And I talk about this triad now with love, especially self-love. It's love, respect, and honor. Love, respect, and honor. And respect and honor are these beautiful sort of foundational pieces. But when we talk about respecting and honor, we can talk about our elders, our parents, people who outside of us. Do you respect and do you honor yourself? And what does that mean for you? And what does that feel like for you? And I can just riff a little bit on the honor piece. Honor is making life sacred, remembering that this life is so precious, that remembering that each moment, each breath that you are given is a gift. And so are you honoring those gifts? Are you honoring those moments? Are you honoring yourself? Are you honoring this body? We want to complain about going to the gym or doing a detox or whatever, taking our supplements. This body, this you, is so sacred. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you take the time to take care of this vessel that you've been given to live this life through? And respect, respect is an interesting thing. We I don't like to go back to too old-fashioned ways, but there is a way that we've lost respect. Respect for the earth, I think, is the biggest one that we just see, just the way that we terrorize Pachamama, but the way that we terrorize ourselves. And so this is going into your critic, going into that voice in your head and realizing that is not you. That is, in fact, a full construct of your mind. And so whatever that voice is saying, actually, this is really funny. I will share this from Lynan. I was in a yoga class on Friday, and I haven't been into a proper women's yoga class in months, because of COVID, it just doesn't happen. And halfway through, she's talking about the yogic this, and it's very deep and beautiful, and the sunset. And in my head, I'm like, oh, not a yogi. This is why I'm not a yogi. I can't. And actually, it's really funny. Just as I was having that thought, I'm a yogi, I don't want to do this anymore. Why do I go to these stupid classes? She goes, and if the mind is going and telling you something, don't believe it. Just let it go. Just don't attach to the thoughts, and especially the judgments that are coming through your mind. That is what the mind is here to do. It's there to make categorize things, make choices for you. And it has your best intentions aligned, but you really must filter it through the honor and the respect, filter it through the sacred, filter it through, what is this body? What are we doing? What is the purpose here? We've lost, again, that connection to source, that connection to God. And as we lose that, we lose our grounding, we lose our footing, and we can't move around this life. So the opportunity with this this container that Ronnie's created, and really anything that's showing up on your path to open the heart. Again, what we're doing is we're not opening ourselves to love truly, we're opening the heart space. There's a lot of ways we put up boundaries, and sometimes, again, to protect ourselves, to shield ourselves, for survival. These are normal responses from our childhood, but we really have the opportunity to really create healthy boundaries where the gate opens and the gate closes. And sometimes the gate is in fact a filtration system, keeping out the little infections and the things that can get in and really impact your heart in a negative way. We talk about toxic relationships and narcissists and things like that, but your heart knows. Your heart knows. And it's about getting quiet enough to listen, finding yourself in the practices, whatever it looks like for you. Like yoga is not your thing, breathwork, meditation, stillness, going into nature. Nature is one of the most healing resources we have everywhere. Put your feet in the sand, go put your feet in the earth, sit under a tree, hug a tree, but let yourself be healed. Let yourself go within and find that divinity within, so you can trust. You can really trust this vessel, and you can, ultimately, that's what the honor and respect are building. Trust back to, what's best for you, and that what's aligned. And again, with women, especially in this Western world, listening when things are off, listening when the red flag or the smoke signal is coming, and stepping to the side. We know when we need to leave, and we don't do it. Myself included. That's why I say we.
Wow, Lynan, that was so beautiful. Oh, I love it when you channel, because it's a different tone and authority from which you speak. I really love that you have opened yourself to that voice within you, that connection to your own divinity.
Yeah. And that's really what it is. Like people will say, I would love to say I'm channeling God, but that's not really what's happening. If God was really moving through me, I'd probably be having like seizures on the floor. So yeah, I am. I'm channeling the divinity within me. I'm channeling truth, the knowing that I can share, that I can anchor in for each of you. And you can find that place too. You can find that place. You can cultivate that place like a garden. You can really, work the land and really create nourishment, create what I call your conditions for thriving. I don't know if anyone else has talked about this, but if you can get in a meditative state, a receiving state, and what are my conditions for thriving? Not surviving, not just being in it's enough, it's good enough, it's okay, I'm fine, no worries, I'm fine. It's like, no, if you were your highest self, if you were in the full expansion of the universe, if you had all the love that you couldn't want for more, and you were overflowing, and you had so much love, you went and you adopted a child, you had so much love that that you were donating to your favorite cause all the time, what would that life look like? And it's, what does your home life look like? What does your work life look like? How much time are you spending with friends and family? And I'm always surprised every time I make one of these lists, because it really does come through like a channel. And often what comes through is work less, Lynan, because I love to give, I love to be of service. But I want to spend time with my partner. I want to spend time with my puppy. I want to spend time with my friends. And that's the secret. The secret is following where the heart leads, following where those intuitions come for how you can really, really open the heart space more to receive and to give.
And the piece that you're just explaining now, Lynan, is exactly what I felt I got out of our work together when we've done one-on-one sessions. Opening the space to do that. And that's, before when we were talking, I referred to like this this financial block that I had. And one of the pieces was in that you really just we really just finished that off, and now it's obliterated and transmuted into the next layer of unfolding. But that piece just allowed me to then step into this beautiful abundance in all different areas of my life. I really would recommend anyone who is thinking of working with Lynan, do not hesitate. She is absolutely amazing, and yeah, so gifted. And I don't know, you're like a magician with the way that you move the energy. It's incredible. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, some of it is something intuitive and something that's been given to me as a gift, but also beyond that, I've really something I've cultivated and something I've moved through, and I love doing. I love doing it because I know that we're not meant to be tight. That was my puppy. He just came out.
Oh, cute.
You're not meant to be confined. You're not meant to be restricted. That's not who you are. You know, who you are is so expansive. You are so big and beautiful. And so that's the opportunity. And I love getting to show people and helping them remember who they really are. And that's what I was doing, Ronnie. I was just being a mirror to be like, remember who you are. Remember what you're made of. Remember how you know how to live. You have this manual that you know when things work out. And many of us have had periods of our life where things were flowing, where things felt good, where things were juicy. And we, for whatever reason, we forgot, right? This life is all about the forgetting and the remembering and forgetting and remembering. But the beauty is coming home to yourself, coming home to the divine, and just remembering. And that's what you did. You remembered and you anchored it so you can keep a hold of it and you could keep using it.
Yeah, that's so beautiful. Thank you so much, Lynan. You've really impacted the way that I show up in the world. I would definitely just have to kind of put it down like plain and simple like that. You know, I've definitely had like some major shifts that obviously I was close to doing because I'd done whatever I needed to process in terms of my own self-belief, in terms of my own preparation and inner work, and allowing myself to go to all of those depths. And then, you know, you came along and just had a little quick session with me, and then it's like one of those those little things that you blow, and then and then the seeds like shoot off into the wind and there's a beautiful golden light. Like that's what it felt like you did to me. So if anyone is interested, where can they find you, Lynan? And you've got some interesting programs that might be worth sharing about here too.
Yeah, so actually right now I don't have a website, but it will be back up soon. So elementalsphere.com. I believe it's down right now, unfortunately.
Can you say that again? Can you say that again, honey? Because the internet froze. I don't know.
Sure. Was a little bit of elementalsphere.com. But I do private quantum sessions. Ideally, we're committing to 3 sessions, really, so we can go deep. I am working with couples now, couples who are healthy and doing great and want to go to the next level. Also couples who are challenged and really trying to work through some things. Recently I did a conscious uncoupling through the field, which was insane. And really helping specifically the woman in the couple remember she was very fixated on the relationship, come back to herself and really her own journey and her own healing journey. And so the uncoupling, although painful and sad, they'd been together for years, was really beautiful and expansive because that was what was possible. So I was doing the private sessions, and again, usually a three pack is necessary for some of the deeper work. And I have right now, just for 1 more month, is the quantum heart activation sessions. And so it's a personal session, activating your heart space, and again, those 3 layers, and really opening your heart space to receiving what is meant to come to you. It could be romantic love, it could be abundance, it could be whatever's really being blocked from coming through in your field, because there's always juicy things trying to make their way to you. The problem is, are you creating barriers or rigid boundaries or weird boundaries so they can't actually find their way into your life? And so that's actually a really amazing package. It's a session. You get access to the program for the 3 activations and a beautiful mala that my friend here on the island in Thailand makes. And I'll send it to your house. They're like made with sandalwood beads from India.
Wow.
And stones, really, really stunning. And then I have a membership program where we have a call basically every week. So we have a group channeling once a month. We have guest guides. I do energy master classes to teach you to work with your own energy. And then we just do like a check-in call every month. There's a spider on my camera. 1 second. It's so weird. And we just got a blessing from grandmother spider. We're just weaving it all together. And then finally, we're really, I'm about success. I say this, like before I did this work, I have not been an energy worker or a mystic my whole life. In fact, I've been an online marketer and I've been in the entrepreneur space for over a decade. And, if you feel like your intuitive gifts or your energetic gifts are rising and you don't know quite what to do with them, but something big is coming or something big is happening, this is the type of community I cultivate, especially people who are high achievers or have amazing careers, but don't know how to incorporate. I'm burping because it is such a powerful container where, especially women, but I work with men too, who their intuitive gifts, their psychic abilities are just expanding at rapid paces and they almost don't know what to do with them. And so this is how I can support you in either transitioning your career, or because like one of my clients, she's a corporate lawyer, but she's really trying to work more in a corporate lawyer position at a wellness company or a holistic company. But it's how things evolve as you keep aligning, keep recalibrating closer and closer to what your golden timeline looks like. And it doesn't happen in an instant. The universe has to rearrange itself in very big and powerful ways to support you. And I'm here for the journey. But people, who've been working with me for, several years now, as I've been doing this work, their lives are not recognizable.
Yeah, 100%. You are so incredible at what you do, and all of those different ways that you outlined in the relationship things, the uncoupling, the people who are just starting to step into their healing gifts, all of those realms, as you were saying that, I'm like, yep, she knows this, yep, and she does this, she definitely does that, yes, really, you are the real deal. What you say is what you deliver, and you're fantastic. So thank you so much for joining us here and for sharing this beautiful message and for that amazing channeling. It was beautiful. Thank you so much, Lynan, and thanks everyone for watching. It's great.
And I'll get in the Facebook group, and if you're having any questions, actually, do we have time to just do a little bit of channeling if people want to ask some questions around that?
Please, let's see.
Our list live. We can ask some questions. And I can just drop in, and I just need to know their name. In the question.
Okay, so who is watching? Mish Rosen, are you watching? Who are these people watching?
You can't see it behind me, but I am on the water. I don't know if I can get the camera.
I can see it. It's gorgeous. And you've just moved places, right?
Yeah, so we moved to the beach. We might end up being here for a while. What happened?
So I can't access the, I know that, can you see the comments? I know that Mish Rosen is watching. Well, I thought she was before. Let's see if she's still there. Could you do her even if she's not watching at this particular moment?
I would prefer to see a question this morning.
Oh, to see a question. Okay.
Yeah, just gonna channel. I could just channel a little bit more. Okay, here, let's see.
Oh, Mish is watching, honey.
Yeah.
What's your question, Mish?
And also if Nicole is still on, or Daz.
Yeah, Mish has already said she's going to send through a question now. Thank you so much for doing this, Lynan. It's so generous of you. When you were talking before about this beautiful container that you have, the membership program, I was actually thinking of Mish. Okay, she's thinking about her question. So yeah, Mish is recently just stepping into her aligned state of her beautiful work, which she is absolutely destined to do. Yes, so she's been doubling down on watching every single event in this online festival.
Yeah, and that's, I think, the first step. I can and remember when I'm channeling, and I might be channeling for someone who's specifically, but remember, we're in a collective space, so there may be a message for you. So just keep listening and listen with open ears and an open heart, because something might be coming through for you. There is something when your heart opens to more possibilities, right? And you start to either consume more content, you get really passionate about those books that have been sitting on the shelf and you finally read them. And especially for Misha, there's like 1 or 2 books that it's on the shelf and you haven't read it. So just let yourself be drawn, let yourself read those books. There's something there for you. But you're not fully all in yet. I will tell you that. And it's not meant to say it as a negative thing. It's just that there's more that is being required and requested of you to go deep and to fully say yes to this. And yes, it is an unfolding. And yes, there is things that are going to be moving and at their own pace. But the bigger piece here is that you really need to double down on you. And when I say that, it's like the self-care piece and the self-alignment piece. So having, and I say this for people who are super tapped in, people who are cultivating their energetic and their intuitive abilities, this is about having a daily practice, a daily drop-in, where you, and I know Ronnie has really upped her game with her rituals and her, her incense and her meditation, but whatever it looks like for you, Mish, there is something that you are resisting and you're just saying no to. Maybe it's because of time, or maybe it's because of I'm feeling like restrictions at the home. So it could be like your partner might judge you, or it might be too weird. Do it anyways. And this is where, like, in my own relationship, I can reflect that it's like sometimes I want to do really weird things, like sit in the corner and speak light language, but now he's used to it. So it's like, and he likes to poke fun at it a little bit. And, and he actually speaks great light language too. I've seen him do it. So, it's like, let yourself do the sort of outlandish things that are coming through. Like if you want to go buy a whiteboard or a big poster board and do this map out of all the energy or map out all of your life, go do it. Don't stop yourself. Even if things feel, again, over the top or a little bit crazy, like you're like, it's 7 o'clock in the morning and I'm going to go to the store and buy this stuff. Just go do it. And put it on the wall. Or I want to buy 800 Post-it notes and I want to just map out all of my vision. Like, just do it. Don't let yourself be limited. There's still a way that you're tiptoeing around the highest. You're tiptoeing around what, and I only say this because some people can't see the highest yet. They haven't been exposed to it, but Mish, you have. And so you've had glimpses of it, but you haven't dove into it to really let yourself experience it and go into it fully. So that's the invitation right now, is go into it fully, really jump all the way in. And some big things are coming through for you in the next few months, before true fall. So before the leaves change, before there's that shifting, you will have the huge shift. And it will feel so much better for you. It's like you've been carrying like this huge boulder, and then you put it down and you're like, oh my God, my life is so much lighter now. But find that big thing that you've been carrying around that's not actually meant to make the journey where you're going. There's several like pieces to it, but there's one really big piece that you're going to really see in the next few months, and you're just going to be ready to let it go completely, put it down completely.
Wow, Lynan, thank you so much. Mish was commenting as you were doing all of that. She's like, yeah, I know. Yeah. And then she said, what else do I need to do? And then you jumped straight into what she needs to do, which
yeah. Beautiful. And again, it's less thinking, more feeling. Get into the body. That's always where the wisdom is. The body wisdom is the divine wisdom. The inner world is a reflection of the cosmic universe. So it's never me telling you what to do, even though sometimes people literally will ask for step by step and I will find them. But this is a feeling thing. When you feel like you are holding the weight of the world, make a shift. What am I holding? What can I let go of? What's going on here? Who's involved? What is the situation? And then slowly break it apart so you can really be free, because there is a weight that you're carrying it doesn't really affect your health, but there is a way that I'm feeling like pressure on the chest. Like there's a way that sometimes you can't take a full breath because of the anxiety and the worry. Actually, I wouldn't be surprised if you have anxiety.
Yeah, the comments aren't coming fast enough, but previously Mish had said thank you for for what you'd said in the last part. Yeah. Yeah, she did. She did have anxiety. Yeah. 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 Thank you so much for that. And to us universally and collectively, as you mentioned, often happens in a live container like this. Yeah, there was something that you said at the end about coming into deep alignment with what your heart desires. Yeah. Beautiful.
I think that's the other piece, you know, it's like, what can we do? Lynan, what can we do if we can't have a session with you? Even though I'm starting to have group channelings every month that are going to be very affordable. So reach out to me around that. Find me on social media. Create a sacred container, you know, light the candle, light the Palo Santo, you know, put out your crystals and just drop in and ask your heart, what does she need? Or what does he need? And let that come through you. Again, even if it is a little bit wacky or a little bit unusual, let it come through and let it flow through you and really create the space to cultivate this love. And, you know, I think that the deeper piece, like I talked about, this self-love, the self-respect, the self-honor, rebuilds the self-esteem, rebuilds self-confidence. And I'll share what I work with my clients on is sort of this infinity symbol. So as we release old patterns, old beliefs old paradigm, as we see them, I want to shift this. I want to let go of, as we release, then we build self-confidence, we build self-esteem, we build ourselves. And really this cultivation of more and more love in the heart space, more and more love for yourself. Like sometimes I'm in a workout and I literally look down at my legs and I'm like so grateful and it's like in love with my body, you know, and I can't say that. I can't say that for 10, 20 years ago. I hated my body. My body was this trap that I was in and I couldn't love this vessel. I couldn't love this. And so this is my invitation to each of you, is to go deep into, again, what parts of yourself, dark, shadowy parts, do you not respect and love and honor? And make a list and do a devotion for each of them, and go in really deep. Where did I start hating my thighs? You know, and maybe it's from your mother, maybe it's from your grandmother, maybe it's because you saw something in a magazine and a girlfriend told you that your thighs don't look like, you know, and you took it in and you held on to it and you kept that in your field. And even that thought, my thighs don't look like that, will prevent your body from ever changing, will prevent your body from ever shifting and ever losing the weight or ever getting to that place. So there's this way we attach too much energy to what has unfolded in this lifetime. And so just acknowledging and seeing and giving space, again, illuminating the dark parts, illuminating the shadow, and letting it expand out is such a beautiful gift. So again, those conditions for thriving and making a list of the shameful parts of you, the parts of you that you don't love. And this, it could be beyond your body. It's like, I don't like the way that I talk too much, or I don't like how bitchy I get, or I don't like how I am in the mornings. Go through each one and see what wisdom is coming through. Again, there is a gift and there's always an expansion point or a choice point to change.
Lynan, thank you so much. That was so beautiful. And the things that you just shared penetrated my heart deeply as well. You know, it's a beautiful reminder to just come back into self-love. So thank you so much for sharing that beautiful heart expansion session together with us. I feel always uplifted by with sharing that channeling from Mish. And all of these beautiful words that you shared. Thank you.
Thank you. And if anybody has questions about the quantum field, just ask in the Facebook group. I'm sneezing. I'm clearing for you guys.
Thank you. Yeah, sneezing is a good sign.
Any questions, anything's coming up as I talk, please comment, especially if certain words or certain terms really jump out to you, or if you need things clarified, please let me know.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, I look forward to continuing this conversation in the comments below. And if you're watching the replay, guys, just write replay and let us know how it went for you. Yeah. Thank you so much, Lynan. Have a fantastic Saturday and enjoy Phuket, right? Oh, no, Koh Phangan is where you guys are at, right? Koh Phangan. Yeah. Oh, it looks gorgeous where you are.
Have a beautiful Lionsgate. Remember this portal, this 8 portal is extremely powerful.
Ask you about that. Yeah.
Well, it's a little too early. I thought I was speaking tomorrow, so it got a little bit crazy. So it won't actually be for about 24 hours, but yeah, you have a portal for huge transformation and planting seeds. And I'll share a few articles in the group so people can check them out.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Thank you so much, Lynan. You're fantastic to have on the bill for Open to Love. You really did that for me. You know, my heart feels expanded. So thank you so much. And I will talk to you soon.
Yes. Bye, guys. Thank you so much for having me.